Welcome back, citizens. Today we're diving into a review of the Mirai Guardian and Mirai Guardian QI, the latest heavy fighters from Mirai, a subsidiary of MISC. This will be a concise breakdown of the ship's strengths and weaknesses. The ship is now available in the Star Citizen Pledge store. After having several weeks of gameplay with this ship, I've had ample time to evaluate the Guardian and the QI, providing a more grounded and objective take. While footage in this video will focus on the QI, I've tested both extensively, and they operate nearly identically. Besides the QI having Quantum Interdiction technology, which is specifically useful to a subsect of the player base that's interested in piracy or bounty hunting. In regards to the ship interior and exterior, the Mirai Guardian features a sleek design with practical touches. The exterior includes an external storage access point on the front left binder or wing, as well as a weapons locker located on the opposite right lower wing or binder. These binders also serve a functional purpose, providing decent cover when parked during bunker missions or similar activities, a thoughtful aspect of the ship's overall design. The ship itself has two entry points, front via the bubble cockpit area, or through a lift located at the back beneath the engines. Upon entering the ship, you'll notice that the ship includes component access points, a second weapon rack internally, a suit locker, and an engineering-focused room with the standard engineering terminal. The ship also includes a full habitation area. In this regard, it feels very similar to the Vanguard series. It includes a shower, a kitchen, and bed, making it ideal for extended missions or logging in and out of the game via. From the habitation section, you can enter into the cockpit area. The ship is designed around a bubble cockpit that provides excellent visibility, comparable to the Fury and somewhat reminiscent of the Prospector. In design and layout, the Guardian feels like a hybrid between a starter ship and a heavy fighter. It's well suited for long trips, offering livability and some combat potential. However, one significant drawback is the lack of cargo space. While you could technically stash a few boxes in the interior, there's no dedicated cargo grid, making storage less than practical. Now let's move on to combat and flight performance. Here's where things started to fall apart for the Guardian. Flying the Guardian casually around the verse is enjoyable. Speed and handling make it fun for low flying and exploration, but once you enter combat, its limitations become more apparent. The ship includes 2x size 5 hardpoints, as well as 4 size 4 missile racks. And for defenses, it has 1 size 2 shield. The shield capacity is consistent with its class, but its larger profile and lower maneuverability make it an easy target, especially against more agile opponents. 7A cannons are powerful but require precision, which becomes a challenge when tracking smaller, faster ships. Light fighters can easily exploit the Guardian's lack of agility, often ripping into its shields while you struggle to land consistent hits. Good news is, they typically won't do enough damage to really put you at risk of much, but actively tracking the enemy and trying to line up shots feels less than convenient. However, once you do manage to land a few shots, the ships will rapidly go down. One way I found to alleviate this situation and generally make the whole experience more enjoyable was switching to attrition 5s. I found this could improve performance against smaller targets by allowing you to fire more rounds, compensating for the missed shots. This loadout felt far more effective in my experience. The ship's roll and yaw rates are notably worse than comparable ships like the Ares Ion and Inferno, the Vanguard series, and the Scorpius, leaving it at a significant disadvantage. The Hurricane almost matches the Guardian's performance exactly as far as these traits, but the Hurricane also includes a very large turret that helps compensate for this fact, which the Guardian obviously lacks. The Guardian, on paper, has a decent hull HP, but it's distributed across critical parts. The wing binders, for example, have only 5,000 HP each and are prone to being shot off, which results in loss of missiles, thruster imbalances, which obviously impacts the control of the ship. The main body of the ship has just 8,000 HP, leaving the ship vulnerable once shields are breached. Both PvP players and AI can easily exploit this weakness by focusing on the main body or binders. In this regard, it shares many of its weaknesses with other alien craft in the game. Against larger targets like the Valkyrie, Corsair, or Redeemer, the Guardian's maneuverability advantage helps somewhat. However, its limited hull durability becomes a glaring issue once more, especially when facing multiple enemies of this class. Soloing higher bounties above the HRT level in this ship is rough. While it's possible to take down main targets and escape, the experience is far from smooth, and the lack of durability means you're walking a tightrope in these scenarios. In closing, the Mirai Guardian and Guardian QI are versatile ships with solid design elements, particularly in terms of livability and cockpit visibility. However, their combat performance is limited by several of its traits. Ultimately, this ship shines as a day tripper for players who prioritize versatility and comfort with a secondary but heavy emphasis on combat prowess. However, for those seeking an entirely combat-focused vessel, there are far better options in its class. Let me know your thoughts on the Mirai Guardian in the comments below. Would you pick this ship, or does its performance leave you underwhelmed? If you enjoyed this guide, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Star Citizen content. Until next time, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.